Hello, all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are going live impromptu today. I felt like doing a murder mystery. I did not do any of the murder mysteries in October like I was supposed to do. So I do owe you guys a couple of them. And I really enjoy doing them. Today we're going to be reading on Sam Cooke. So give me a few minutes. Let everyone come in who's going to come. In just a moment, I'm going to spend a few moments here inviting some people. So just a moment, you guys. Let's see here. Okay, you all. So I'm gonna give it a few minutes here, allow people who are going to join. So for those of you who are just getting here, today we're going to be reading over Sam Cooke. I love Sam Cooke. My grandma was a big fan of him. And today we're just going to be doing a little bit of divination on the mysterious death of him. From my understanding, with my own personal research, he was killed in a hotel, right? And the details surrounding his death are a little bit iffy. I don't necessarily know if I believe all of it, and a lot of people didn't believe that he was killed in self-defense. If I remember correctly, he was killed by a woman named Bertha Franklin. And like according to her, they had some type of like little tussle in his hotel room. She ended up shooting him, and then she actually ended up at one point hitting him in the head with a broomstick. So, but that's not as messy as it gets, you guys. She did end up eventually like getting off of everything. Like she didn't actually do any jail time behind his murder. So, we're going to be a little bit inquisitive today. Even being just a tad bit messy. So, just a few more minutes here, and then we'll go ahead and we'll get this started. Excuse me, you guys. Y'all know my voice just is very raspy nowadays. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But while we are waiting for people to come um, I'll probably have like one of my friends drop my link tree in the comments at some point. But you guys, if you enjoy this reading or if you would like to book a reading with me, don't hesitate to book. The link is listed right there in the banner, voodooinstitute.com/Leilani. Maze LaBelle Venus and Priestess Leilani Kayan are the same person, for those of you who don't know, okay? Got my drinks ready. Isn't that cute, y'all? Look, it's a skull. Okay, just a moment, guys. Hey, welcome. All the way from South Africa. Welcome, love. Now, once again, I'll go ahead and yes, if you would love a reading, go ahead and book. My friend, she just posted my link tree below. Go ahead and select that and select Voodoo Institute. definitely get on my calendar. I would love to do a reading for you. And for those of you who don't know, once again, we are reading on the death of Sam Cooke. Sam Cooke was a singer, songwriter, and producer. Here in America, we considered him a legend. He was killed on December the 11th, 1964. So we're going to do a brief murder mystery around the circumstances of his mysterious death. Okay. Right. Let me go ahead and get this show on the road. This week has been crazy, you guys. Just been so busy. Okay. So as I was telling you all, I don't know if I necessarily believe all of the details around his death. So we're going to go ahead and take a look and see what our spirits are saying and what our ancestors are saying today. Once again, the woman who shot him, her name was Bertha Franklin. Okay. So follow me here on this trip, you guys. It's going to get a little interesting. Okay. So my first question of the day is, was Bertha Franklin's claims of self-defense the true reason that she shot him? Were her claims of self-defense legitimate? Or was she just a hater? Let's take a look at that here. Were Bertha Franklin's claims of self-defense the true reason why she shot Sam Cooke? So right away, the energy that I'm picking up right away is that there was a lot of confusion surrounding this situation. There does have seemed to be like a little bit of a back and forth. This situation, I feel like, has caused her great distress, great grief. I don't get so far that she is proud of what she's done. I'm seeing here a lot of sleepless nights. She's felt a lot of like guilt from this situation here. However, surrounding the situation here with her initially killing him, I do feel like there were other people involved, right? So I'm not picking up right now that her claims of self-defense are genuine. I feel like she had something to gain. There are outside influences that may have affected her decision to kill him. Initially, I'm not really picking up that she had to, right? Because we know that in the self-defense era of things, it's like your last resort. And that's just not the energy that I'm getting. Okay. So the energy of this reading so far, it does look like there was a little bit of a tussle back and forth. Especially with this Lover's card being in reverse, I feel like there was something bigger than her claiming that she just maybe didn't know him that well, or that she wasn't romantically involved with him. There was some form of a relationship there. She did worry at one point, how this was going to affect her going forward. Just a moment here. Oh, and if you hear music in the background, Facebook, I do not own the rights to this music, if that's even a thing. So, yes. Okay. So far, I'm not necessarily picking up that her claims of self-defense were warranted. I do get from the energy of this spread that she was definitely trying to defend herself, but there were some hidden truths here. She wasn't completely forthcoming or telling all of the details um, that happened that day in regards to his death. Um, I feel like there were some things left out. Yes, I get here, especially with the chariot. She is telling the truth as far as there being some type of physical back and forth, especially with the outcome being the Seven of Wands and also being clarified by the Six of Wands there. However, as far as like self-defense being her only option out of this situation, no. There was more to know. There was more details. There was more hidden underneath the surface than what we, the public, or even his family or loved ones were able to get um, from that situation. I honestly feel like in her case, I mean, she's not proud of it. Um, but either regardless her motives, she felt that she had to do what she had to do. Okay. But self-defense was not necessarily one of them. Okay. I feel like this reading may have answered it a little bit because I am picking up that there were some outside influences in reference to his death. But one of the next questions that I did want to inquire about was there another person? Well, actually, let me skip that one. Okay, I'm going to skip that one for now. I want to know what happened in the moments, like what actually happened in the moments leading up to the death of Sam Cooke. Let's get to the nitty gritty. Let's see what the ancestors and what our spirits are saying today. Okay, what happened in the moments leading up to Sam Cooke's death? Okay. And I'm sorry if the energy of this reading is a little heavy. I'll try to keep it lighthearted. This reading was actually supposed to happen in October, but your girl just got busy, got lost in the sauce. Okay. What happened in the moments leading to Sam Cooke's death? So right away, the energy just got pretty heavy for me. There were wow. I'm hearing karmic. Okay. So there were some harsh words that were said. There are some hurtful words said with the intent of cutting very deeply. Yeah, you guys, I'm telling you, there was, and the reason why I say that there was some hurt there is because he had some form of relationship or connection with this Bertha lady outside of like what we may be aware of as the general public. There was something there. There was some type of relationship, and there was bad blood. There was bad blood. Things had went awry based off of a personal matter. There may have even, now even more so, I'm getting that they may have had some type of sexual relationship or connection. He was somebody who benefited her in a certain way in their relationship with each other. There was a lot on the table with them. In the moments like leading up to their death, I feel like there was a lot of arguments over physical matters. There was arguments over projects, over money. That may even be at the heart of this issue. This is something bigger. This this situation, especially with the justice card being at the heart of the matter, and the fact that we're pulling all of these cards about earth and about love and about relationship and material things here, this is definitely somebody that he dealt with, either in a business relationship, a friendship, type relationship, but there were things here that were going on below the surface that contributed to his death. And I'm picking up that there was this, he was killed due to status, due to money. I get that he was doing some things in his career that didn't necessarily sit well with some people. There were some people in powerful positions that didn't like the success that he was having. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely, you guys. Wow. So I get before his death, he thought about all the decisions and people that he dealt with that got him. He thought about everything that led up to him getting where he was. I'm hearing, how did I get here? Where did I go wrong? He's feeling that he didn't make the best connections with friends. He wasn't wise in his business dealings. And in hindsight, if he had a chance to do this again, he would choose better company. He would choose to be around different people. Excuse me, you guys. The industry that he was in was very, very cutthroat. I have a feeling that he knew he wasn't safe, but he didn't expect to go out this way. So many earthly things that are involved in his death. I keep hearing record label. There were plans. There were plans to do more than what he got to do. There were plans to do. There were plans to do more. He was somebody who was very smart. He was like the expert craftsman. It's like is how I like to explain this card. And other people saw that. And that's one of the, yeah, it's just so much here, you guys. I'm sorry. The energy for this reading is just wow. One of the things that I am getting is that at the time of his death, I feel like he knew that it was his time to go. He wasn't ready to go. And I don't get that initially he had an easy transition off of this plane. The energy that I'm getting here is that he just has so much, in his opinion, that he had left to do. And this was cut short because of jealousy, because of greed, because of contracts, because of the industry that he was in, because he didn't have a good circle, because he didn't have people around him with the best interest at heart for him. And I think he knew all of that leading up to his death. He knew, especially in his final moments here, that the people that he trusted weren't people that he should have trusted, or in his opinion, he feels like he shouldn't have trusted. Okay. So if you guys are enjoying this video, I know the energy got heavy really quick there. I gotta take a minute, you guys, to clear my space a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna clear the energy on that just a little bit here, you all, okay? And then I'm gonna switch up the tone, switch it up just a tad, you guys. And we're gonna read on a little bit of a lighter note here. Um, we're gonna take a look and see. I don't know. Okay, let me give you guys some background first of all before I switch tones like that. Okay, did y'all know that Sam Cooke was also good friends with the American singer Bobby Womack? Come on now, come on. And there has been speculation for years, y'all. Speculation for years, okay, that Bobby Womack, was not a friend. Oh my gosh, if I could just think of that Bobby Womack song. Hold on, give me just a moment, you guys. I'm going to check and see if I can figure out. It just came to me. People have speculated for years, you all, that the song I Wish He Didn't Trust Me So Much by Bobby Womack was about Sam Cooke. I challenge you to go listen to it, okay? It's definitely still up on YouTube. It's called I Wish He Didn't Trust Me So Much by Bobby Womack. Give me just a second, you guys. Take a quick breather, and we'll hop on the messy stuff in a minute. Okay, you guys. Let me get this pulled back up, and then we'll go ahead and tap into our next question. Like I said, I don't know if any of you are familiar with Bobby Womack, but that's what we're going to be reading on, okay? All right, so I do have a question about Bobby Womack. It was such a scandalous occasion because, check this out, you guys. Bobby Womack, okay, ended up marrying Sam Cooke's widow 77 days after his death. 77 days, you guys, after his death. So we're going to do a reading to see how Sam Cooke feels, okay? How does Sam Cooke feel about Bobby Womack marrying his widow after 77 days after his death? 77 days after his death. How does how does Sam Cooke feel about Bobby Womack marrying his widow 77 days after his death? I don't know about y'all, but I'd probably be a little bit salty. Like, y'all couldn't even wait a year. I need some space. I need some time for you to grieve, okay? But no, guys. He married Sam Cooke's widow 77 days after his death. So let's tap in. Let's see what the spirits have to say. Well, y'all. Okay. Okay. Let me go ahead and get started. First of all, initially, okay, so I'm picking up his energy. And I genuinely, let me just go ahead and say this. I feel Sam Cooke's energy, and I feel that he was a loving person. And I think that he was somebody who genuinely had a good heart. He did have his many flaws, just like us humans, of course. He had his vices. But his energy is a very pleasant energy. And I do feel that he is at peace right now. But I don't think that initially that is the case. He definitely has felt salty about his widow marrying his homie Bobby Womack. Okay. I feel like he felt that he always wanted, I feel like he felt like Bobby Womack always wanted his girl. I feel like I'm picking up that he intuitively felt that he was a little bit jealous on the outside looking in, right? Um, with the reverse Empress, I'm feeling that, I'm picking up the energy that his wife somewhat was a hoe. Or she for everybody, or that's just the energy of the reading, right? Like she wasn't loyal. She wasn't the upright empress, right? She wasn't noble. Um, she was somebody who like abused her trust and her position in his life. She was someone who took advantage of an opportunity, is what I'm picking up, and that's just his opinion. I feel like if Sam Cooke could speak on it right now, there would be a lot to say. I feel like even there may have been some type of potential love triangle before his death, or he was definitely suspicious of her activities prior to his death. Okay, prior to it, this is a literal. This card can in some cases mean a threesome. So it wouldn't even be too far to say from the reading that I'm picking up here that there were dealings between her, like she's a suspected ass cheater, and calling a spade a spade. Yes. Yes. Oh, wow. He had high hopes for his widow. He did want her to be happy, and he did want her to he did want her to live a happy life after him. And this is one of the reasons why I say that his energy is really good, because I do feel like for some time now, I don't know if this person, I haven't looked into it that much. I don't know if this widow of his is still actually living, but she was somebody that he did genuinely care for. He hoped the best for her. He hoped that he could have a good long life with her, right? As we know, his death did come unexpectedly for him and for many others, but there was just a lot of like pettiness included in it. Like I said, sorry, I got off on a tangent, but one of the things that I'm channeling here is that even though she was for everybody, even though she did do these things that hurt him, or these things that were suspicious to him, or made him untrusting, right, or made him even question should he have been in that relationship in the first place, is because even after his death, his spirit did look out for her. He did in a sense, he was a spirit guide for her. Even though she did cause him a lot of grief and a lot of distress, I do get from this reading that she did, in fact, that he did, in fact, try to influence things a little bit in her life. He did try to look out for her to the best of his ability. It did cause his spirit to be at an unrest for some point in his life. In his death, I feel like he was a little bit lost for a while. He definitely experienced some conflicted feelings, and I do feel like this did put a strain, because I don't know if you guys remember earlier in my reading, I did mention that I felt like he didn't have a easy transition, and I think that it was because of people that he loved, such as her, and how his spirit just didn't feel at rest for a while after his passing, because he did die violently, right? He knew all the things that contributed to his death, and then even as his spirit is transitioning still, okay, his widow already married. So I guess you could say I was kind of expecting that. So it gets crazy, you guys. It gets crazy. Let me take a look at the comments here. Thank you all. Thank you all for tuning in. Okay, for some reason I cannot see that particular comment, but that's okay. Um, so that pretty much concludes today's murder mystery reading. Next time it'll be a little bit more in depth and probably even a little bit longer. But I do want to thank you guys for stopping by. If you would like to book a reading with me, you know, my link is listed below right there in the banner. My link tree is also in the comments. So if you're needing readings, I also do consultations, right? Spiritual consultations. So if you're just kind of wanting to get on the right track for yourself spiritually, you can book a consultation with me and we could talk about that. We can also talk about shadow work or inner work. You can also visit the link tree. I do have my business. My business page is Egypt Rose Essentials LLC, and there I do sell metaphysical items, but I also sell personal care items as well. So if you're interested in things for your physical body, but also for your spirit, like crystals, sage, dragon's blood, oils, please, 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 please click on that link in the link tree and visit my business page as well. Okay. So I'm going to hop off of here for today, you guys. Thank you all for tuning in, and y'all have a wonderful rest of your week.